Howdy all Movax Lives. I think it's time we play a little better than wolves. Alright, I think I've got my chickens fed. So I'm gonna have to pay attention to that. I needed 2 more buckets of milk, which looks like those guys might be ready to make a cake. So let me get my buckets back. Because I did get the 1 cake cooked. Milk. Milk. Just leaving that door open now. Let's see. Sugar, milk, flour. Oh no, you know what? I think I threw my eggs in there. Nope, I got eggs. Look at that. Because I was thinking that I wouldn't have enough, or no, that it would take so long to, get the ingredients I needed. The milk. That I just went ahead and didn't, save out any eggs, but it looks like I did save out some eggs, so there we go. Egg. Milk. Milk. Flour. Sugar. Cake batter. Put that in the back there. Just go ahead and do whatever you want to do with that. I don't care at this point. Tired of hanging on to it. Okay, we got a little pig. We got a big pig. And a big pig. Are you... No, okay. I don't know how long it is between making things. Making things. I meant breeding pigs, making things. That's... Yep, there we go. That one's done. Let's go ahead and grab the other cake here. So now, should be able to get myself another cow. So I guess the next thing I need to look into maybe is getting a sheep farm going. Bloop. There we go. And then of course wolves. I think I'd be okay with wolves now. I feel like I have a good enough supply of kibble material. Because just sugar and bone meal and rotten flesh. And I definitely have plenty of rotten flesh and bone meal, and sugar is not that hard to come by. So maybe I'd be okay getting some wolves going. I gotta look look at Kibble again. Oh, it does say bellowed. So this one? I'm not sure what it's working on at the moment. I'm gonna guess arrows. Okay, so it did do up Kibble. I probably don't need all these. Flint, I don't really use flint a lot. But let's go ahead and get my hands on some bones for bone meal then, and then I'll grab a batch of flesh after that, and then I'll head out to grab some sugar supplies. See how that goes. Alright, I forgot I emptied this. Bones. I want bones first. Okay. So, I'll do a little story here while I'm working on this. I know I usually don't, but sometimes do. In this particular series. So let's talk about the saga of the robot vacuum. It's been a while. August maybe. Of 2021 here, last year. I saw that they had a huge sale, like $150 off of a robot vacuum. And we didn't have one, but I'd wanted to try one, and I really hate, sweeping and vacuuming the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, the hallway, all that stuff. Any room pretty much I can let it run in. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to get one of these and we're going to see how this works. It's awesome. Hands down, one of the best cleaning products I had ever purchased. Just had to pick the stuff up off the floor like I do before I'm going to vacuum anyways. But then I didn't have to spend the next 40 minutes vacuuming. It did it for me. And it was awesome. And once you have it picked up, it's way easier to just pick up the little bits rather than the once a week to vacuum and clean and stuff. Because, everybody's busy with work and stuff. And so it was awesome. And it had LiDAR, so it uses lasers to scan, and it puts down a little map, and then you can follow it. As it goes around and vacuums and stuff. Loved it. It was awesome. And then something happened. Oh no. Then I know what happened. No, okay. something happened, and then something happened. The first something was I'm pretty sure the cats knocked over a cat toy. I am very certain that I had picked everything up off the floor before I ran it. I can't imagine that I would leave a fairly large cat toy laying in the middle of the floor. But it sucked up the cat toy, and the problem is the cat toy had a long string on it, and so the string wrapped round and round and round the brush, and then the end of the cat toy would not go into the machine, and so it jammed it. Well, in the process of all that, it broke the. I mean, it didn't break per se, but uh, it did bend the main brush. It seemed like a little bit, and then it also um, pulled the. I'm surprised I didn't get got by squids. Uh, it pulled the end connector loose, and so the way the brushes in these fit, they have a peg on one end and maybe a peg on the other. I've seen a couple different versions of it now that I've gone through multiple vacuums. Um, and so the one peg goes into the driving motor that makes the brush spin. Although it might just turn with the wheels as they're turning, I'm not sure. And then the other end is just to hold it in place. And so the end that goes into the vacuum to spin it, that's the part that came loose. Uh, so obviously your vacuum's not going to work very well if you don't have the ability for your brush to spin. And so while it did vacuum some of the stuff, it would leave hair, because we've got 2 cats and a dog that just shed ridiculously, and that's the thing that I hate cleaning up all the time. And so when this thing worked, it was awesome. In fact, the one I got now is going again, even though I don't think it's as awesome. And so yeah, I got plenty of room. And so I could not find a replacement brush. A lot of the vacuums have replacement brushes, and this is the thing that I've been running into, is getting replacement brushes. I mean, I've only had 2 robot vacuums now, but finding replacement brushes is a nightmare for the 2 I had, and I don't understand. And so everywhere it was out of stock. It was so out of stock that I ordered from a weird company online that never did send me my product, and eventually just canceled my order and refunded me without a word. And so I started buying other brands brushes to see if I could find a brush that would work. And eventually I did find a brush that would work, except it was slightly taller than the brush that came with it. And I used some super glue actually to fix the old brush, and I probably should have just left that in there. But I've noticed that after a couple of months, the brushes get so clogged with stuff that I end up having to clean them every time I run the vacuum, basically. I don't want to be cleaning the vacuum brush to try and keep the lint and and hair out, so I was just going to replace it because it says in the instructions to replace the brush after a couple of months, right? And so I found a brush that fit. I put that one in. I threw the old one away, um, and then it went back to working great. And so then that brush was in there for about 3 weeks, I think, and then the vacuum just quit working completely. No more suction, and so I was like, oh well, that sucks. One, two, three, four. And I don't know. I'm not really one to contact customer service. It's just such a hassle. And so I looked for a different vacuum. And so I saw they have vacuums with canisters, and I don't mean on the vacuum itself, but there should be 6 eggs, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm pretty sure I should find 6 eggs, guys. No? All right. Well, I tried. And oh, there it is. And so what it does is the vacuum has a charging station, and so some of the charging stations will come with a vacuum mechanism attached to them, and it'll back up to charge, and then the vacuum will suck the, oh man, no chicks. Will suck the stuff out of the vacuum. And so I thought that was great. I'm like, that is what I need because I hate having to clean this thing uh, every time because it's got a little tiny little canister, like the size of your fist, right? It fills up pretty quick with the amount of cat and dog hair here. Sometimes I have to empty it in the middle, and so I was looking forward to I was looking forward to sorry, I got distracted. I don't know what I was saying. I was looking forward to not having to put that much effort into it, and so the canister looked great. I would suck up the stuff, put it in the canister, and then I don't have to empty it like once a month. So I bought a different vacuum, one that had a canister, and well, the canister vacuum was different than the other vacuum I had purchased previously. I, being the noob that I am to robot vacuums, I didn't realize how big a difference a LiDAR based vacuum is from a camera based vacuum. And so currently we have the camera based vacuum that I purchased that came with a canister. This thing cannot make a map of my house. Now, is the map important? No. It's convenient, but it's not necessarily important. What it allows you to do is to tell the vacuum, don't go there, without having to put down some kind of special strip or anything like that. And so I don't want that ever. And so it was nice because the first vacuum, I could just now I don't know if this is a difference between the camera and the lidar. It can't be because this vacuum also has the ability to put down in the app to tell it not to vacuum certain places. Now with the lidar one, it was so accurate that I could say, "Hey, don't try to go out the patio door." because it's really annoying when the vacuum tries to go out the patio door. Uh, Not that the patio door is open, it just sees it as an opening, and so I wanted to fix that. And, I don't. I'm just gonna go look for some wolves, I guess. But I don't think I'm gonna bring them back. I got some creeper explosions going on here, I guess. And so I was very disappointed that the new one uses a camera-based system. I was disappointed that it used a camera-based system. I was disappointed that it will not make a map of my house. It's gone through um, a few different updates to the app and firmware updates. And the last firmware update seemed like it was going to make a map. In fact, it did make a map and use that map one time to clean, and every time since then it starts a new map again. Uh, Cannot stop it from making new maps, um, which is stops me from being able to say, "Hey, don't go here." So one of the weird things that happens in our house is that they like to use the hallway. Man, I really thought I had some wolves waiting around here for me. Um, is they like to use the hallway as their laundry hamper. And so when it gets toward the end of the week, they just throw their dirty laundry into the hallway, and nobody uses the hallway. Um, uh, oh, there we go. I guess I must have to use bones then to. I don't think I brought any with me, dang it. Alright, well, we know there's a wolf here. Oh, I fed him, though. Any chance you might want to poop while I'm here? Because I really don't have any wolf dung for the purposes of making leather. I need to do something about that. This is a terrible dark hole here. I'm just gonna leave a couple of torches there just for the fun of it. So yeah, it won't map. I can't tell it not to go in the hallway. I can't tell it not to try to go out the patio doors. Which it didn't. I had to unhook it today because it tries to go out the door and it gets up over the. It's a sliding patio door, and so it gets into the track and gets hung, and then it just sits there and can't move because it's dumb. It's not the smartest device in the world. I mean, it's pretty smart for what it does. It's not great at determining whether or not it can go out the patio door for some reason. And the previous one was the same way. And so yeah, no map. Can't tell it where not to go. Can't tell it not to go down the hallway. Can't tell it not to go out the patio door. Can't tell it not to go under the desk where the computer's at in the living room so that it tries to suck up the wires. Which I did with the previous vacuum, and I really liked it. And so, uh, and so, when I bought this one of the things I also checked into was whether or not I could get replacement brushes. And right on the buy this page, at the bottom of the page, it lists buy with these additional items. And so I bought it with 2 different brush kits to replace things. And so I noticed it was having some issues picking up stuff, and I was like, all right, well, I've already cleaned the brush like 3 or 4 times now, And I don't mean like unhooking strings or hair or whatever. I mean like the brush itself just gets caked with, like, looks like lint to me. And so I wanted to get a new brush put in there. And yeah, so I took the old brush out and I threw it away, and I put a new brush in there and set it back down, and I went about my day. And I don't know why I picked up those bones. Listen, I know that, but I need to get a place for my. Here's my question though. I don't know how these wolves work. I don't know how the wolves work. All the other animals are weird and awful now. Are the wolves weird and awful? Like, I have this big open area here. Could I just keep a wolf in here? Does it need to eat grass? Clearly the grass won't grow under the grow lights. Which is weird. But should I just... Why is there leaves in here, man? I think that meant something, but I don't remember. This was my attempt to figure something out. Like, could I keep my wolves in here? Do they just eat kibble every once in a while? Isn't there a thing about keeping them in the dark as well? I don't remember. I'm gonna go get that wolf. I'm gonna bring him back here, and I'm gonna see if I can keep him in here. And how hard it is? Oh, okay. I feel like I'm less likely to go get the wolf in the dark. Hey, where's your baby? There it is. Ooh, I need to go get the buckets are on me. And anyways, so a couple days later, I ran it and it just made the awfulest sound. And I was like, oh, it kind of sounds like the brush is slapping against things. I wonder if the brush was slightly taller than the first one, and it'll just wear down. Nope, nope. Turns out that if I put this milk in here, you're gonna do something. You did do something. You're gonna make mushroom stew. Okay, if I take out the mushroom stew and I put the milk in here, you're gonna do something? No, okay. You hold my milk. You hold my bowls. And it turns out that the brushes that I purchased with it from the purchase page, 2 different kits, are a different size of brush than the brush that I took out of it. And I had thrown that thing away, so there's no coming back from that. And so now I've got a vacuum with a brush that doesn't fit in it, and it's my fault. And they don't seem to sell brushes for that particular model because it's so new. I hate it. I hate how everything is proprietary, even within the same company. Like, every vacuum they have for sale on the market uses that size brush, except the one I bought. And so I sent them a message to their support at the beginning of the week because I saw that, like, when the vacuum first came out, there weren't bags available because the canister uses a bag, and that uses a specific size bag. I tried multiple different bags. None of them were the same size bag. and it said, we're gonna try and have the bags out at the end of December. It came out in November. They sent 2 bags. 2 bags are supposed to be 2 months worth of bag. And they came out pretty quick at the beginning of January. I bought some bags for it. Um, uh, but I was worried that they weren't going to have them out, and I wanted to, test different bags to see if I could find one that fit. And yeah, no, I could not find a bag that matched the shape of that particular bag because every vacuum company has a different shaped bag that looks the same. Uh, but they have like a little cardboard part that goes inside the holder, but everybody's cardboard part is a different length or a different width or a different thickness. The position on the bag is in a different spot. Some of them are in the middle, some of them are off to the side, some of them are off on the top, and uh, yeah, it's uh, so um, today I went and I put some tinfoil around. Oh, put some tinfoil around the. Somebody's on fire. Um, Around the little uh, knob on the end of the brush, and use that to fill up the difference between the size I have and the size that should go in there. And it kind of fit, and it sort of worked, but I ordered a new vacuum today. I'm done. I gave up. My first vacuum was a company called Mova. I see they have brushes for sale again. Although my Mova died. It was awesome though. It was definitely way better than the replacement, which was Amory. Both the Mova and the Amory have great reviews. But I don't think the Amory is a very good vacuum. It does what it says, but it doesn't do it as well as the Mova did. It doesn't vacuum as well. It vacuums good, but you could definitely tell the Mova was getting more picked up than the Amory does. But that LiDAR made such a big difference. The Amory is a camera-based system, and I don't know if the camera-based system is the reason it can't make a map. My house is got a really open floor plan, so it, all of the floor I want it to vacuum has the same colored ceiling, and it has a camera that points straight up. And so I think some of the issue might be the fact that it all looks the same to it from the pointed up camera. And so while it does map like the furniture and stuff when it's making its map, it gets lost when it's traveling in between pieces of furniture and walls where there's just nothing. And and it keeps doing this thing where basically basically I'm just gonna draw this real quick. Basically my house looks like this. And then ran out of blocks here. And then this would just keep going over this way. And okay, so like this is a hallway, and there's rooms on either side we don't use the vacuum in. And then there's a hallway that goes this way. Um, and then this would be the kitchen. And then there's an island, and when you go around the island, this is the dining room. And then the dining room and the living room are basically the same room. But there's a little part where a wall sticks out. And so when it goes into this area, there's the like the computer's here, and then there's a stairway that goes upstairs, and then you got to come back over, and then that hallway right here, right, goes back down this way, but you're blocked. You're blocked by the stairway here, right? And so dining room comes out, living room continues this way to the wall, and then you've got the stairway with the outside door, and then you go into just a wall here. Oh, look, I did have another batch of stuff. Just a wall here, and then this hallway goes back this way to the other side of the kitchen. And so when it's doing all that, it gets lost, and then the map ends up with 2 or 3 prongs that are supposed to be this one single hallway that runs down through here. But it keeps turning a corner and then thinking it's in a different spot, and so it remaps it. And in fact, earlier today, not only did it map it twice this direction, but it also mapped it once this direction as the same hallway. And so it can't make a map, and half the time it gets lost trying to get back to it. And I just think maybe my house is too open for it. Because I'm only asking it to clean a hallway and basically 2 hallways and 3 rooms, right? So you'd think I think it would do great if it was a single room. It would be perfect for like one living room, or 2 rooms next to each other. I think it would do fine for that, but it will not do it for my house. And now I can't get a brush for it. I sent him a message, and I haven't heard back for a whole week. So I saw one of the larger name brands is on sale, and I watched a bunch of reviews, and so I have purchased a more expensive name brand vacuum, a Shark, to see if that will do what I want it to do. And I think that's just the key, is trying to find one that'll do what I want to do. So the new one is bagless, but has a canister. The canister does not have a bag, which I like. I like not having to buy new bags. It uses LiDAR, which I like, which is the laser that lets it map the house. And so we'll see. The epic of the robot vacuum is ongoing. So with that, be bearing the small things, leading the light, and I will talk to you later.